5 years ago. This is not insomnia. This is not aging, and it is certainly not a coincidence. 1 Corinthians 14:33 tells us, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." If your week has been defined by confusion, brain fog, and scattered energy, you are not just having a bad week, you are being jammed. The enemy is broadcasting a frequency of chaos to disrupt your receiver. He is scrambling your signal. Think about the electronics in your house. Have things been breaking, phone glitching, internet dropping out? These are physical manifestations of spiritual friction. The atmosphere around you is charged because two kingdoms are clashing over your timeline. The enemy is not creating this noise just to annoy you. He is strategic. He is creating a wall of sound. He is generating this static for one specific reason. He is trying to drown out a sound that is approaching you from the spirit realm. There is a delivery coming your way, but because of the static, you cannot hear the doorbell. The enemy is hiding the sound of something approaching, something that sounds like the heavy footsteps of a giant blessing. You are currently in a state that heaven calls a near miss. This is the diagnosis. It means you are standing at the right bus stop, but you are looking at your phone, and the bus is about to drive past you. The blessing you have been crying out for, the financial relief, the restoration of that relationship, it has already been dispatched. It is in transit. But the receiver, your spirit, is too clogged with the static of worry to download the notification. In Luke 19:44, Jesus wept over Jerusalem because they did not know the time of their visitation. They missed their moment because they were too distracted by their own expectations and their own noise. I do not want you to weep over a missed moment. I do not want you to look back at this month and realize you missed the open door because you were too busy fixing a broken window. God stopped you on this video to manually override your system. He is clearing the channel. Right now, as you listen to my voice, the static is beginning to fade. The ringing in your spiritual ears is stopping. You are beginning to tune into the frequency of the solution, but here is the catch. The static does not just come from the outside. It is not just the world, the news, or your job. There is a switch inside of you that keeps turning the noise back on. It is a mechanism the enemy installed in you years ago called the anxiety switch. But do not worry. God has stopped you here to cut the wire. The package is still at the door. The angel is still waiting for a signature. But to open the door and receive what is yours, you must first learn how to permanently disable this anxiety switch in your mind. I am going to show you exactly how to locate it and turn it off in the next few seconds. To disable this switch, you first have to understand who installed it. I am going to expose the specific enemy operative that has been assigned to your life. This is not a random demon. This is a high-ranking spirit that specializes in targeting chosen ones who are on the brink of a breakthrough. The Bible identifies this entity in Acts 16:16, where Paul encountered a slave girl possessed by a spirit of divination. In the original Greek text, the word used there is Python, or Python. This is the Python spirit, and it is currently coiled around your destiny. Listen closely to how this spirit operates. A python does not kill its prey with venom. It does not bite you and leave. It kills by constriction. It wraps itself around its victim, and slowly, day by day, inch by inch, it squeezes the breath out of them. It targets your breath because in the Bible, cold, constricting serpent enter your home. The python does not break down doors. It does not smash windows. It waits for an invitation. And I am going to tell you the hard truth right now. You invited it in, not on purpose, but through a secret door that you left unlocked. That door is called the agreement of worry. We need to redefine what worry actually is. You think worry is just being responsible. You think it shows you care. But in the spiritual realm, worry is a form of worship. Worry is meditating on the lies of the enemy instead of the promises of God. When you worry, you are essentially praying to the devil. You are using your imagination to construct the very disaster he wants to bring upon you. Job 3:25 reveals this terrifying mechanism. For the thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dreaded has happened to me. Job's fear acted as a magnet. His worry signed the permission slip for the enemy to enter. Every time you lay in bed at night replaying the worst-case scenario, you are feeding the python. You are giving it the strength to squeeze you tighter. You are agreeing with the suffocation, the anxiety switch I told you about. It is powered by the energy of your worry. But right now, we are going to break that agreement. We are going to cut the food supply to this spirit. I want you to do a mental action with me. Again, stay still physically, but be very active in your spirit. I want you to visualize your solar plexus, the area right below your ribs. This is often where we feel that knot of anxiety. Imagine that there is a gray, pulsating cord extending from your stomach out into the darkness. This is the umbilical cord of worry. This is how the python is feeding off your energy. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to visualize a sword of spirit. It is glowing with blue, divine fire. It is heavy with authority. On the count of 3, in your imagination, I want you to swing that sword and sever that gray cord. 1. Identify the fear. 2. Reject the agreement. 3. Cut it. Snap. Watch the cord fall away. Watch the connection wither. Take a deep breath. A real deep breath. Do you feel that? The air is going deeper into your lungs than it has in weeks. The pressure is lifting. The python is losing its grip because you just starved it. You have revoked its access to your emotions. Philippians 4:6-7 commands us, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God." You have just shifted from anxiety to authority. Now that the cord is cut, something amazing is happening. The fog is lifting, and for the first time in months, you can actually see the clock on the wall of heaven. The enemy wanted you suffocated so you would not look at the time. He wanted you to think you were running out of time. But now that the static is gone, a shocking truth is being revealed about your timeline. You are going to realize that everything you thought about being late was a lie. You look at your age, your bank account, your peers, and you think, "I missed it. I am too far behind. Everyone else is ahead of me." That is the Chronos time, the world's clock. But you are a chosen one. You do not operate on Chronos. You operate on Kairos, God's appointed time. The oracle needs you to understand the slingshot effect. Imagine a slingshot. To shoot a stone forward, you must first pull it backward. The further back you pull it, the more tension you create. The more tension, the farther and faster the stone flies when it is released. You have not been dragged backward. You have not been losing ground. You have been in the pullback. God has been pulling you back, further and further, creating immense spiritual tension. The isolation, the delays, The silent seasons, that was not rejection, that was potential energy being stored up. Habakkuk 2-3 promises, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarries, wait for it. Because it will surely come, it will not tarry." God does not move slowly. He moves suddenly. The python was sent to crush you during the pullback phase. The enemy wanted you to panic and snap the rubber band before God could release you. He wanted you to give up right at the point of maximum tension, right before the launch. But you are still here. The band hasn't snapped. The tension is at its peak. Do you know what that means? It means the release is imminent. You are about to cover 10 years of ground in 10 months. You are about to fly past people who have been walking steadily while you were being pulled back. This is the divine acceleration that Amos 9:13 speaks of, where the plowman shall overtake the reaper. However, there is one critical danger left. A slingshot is a powerful weapon, but it is useless if you load it with the wrong ammunition. You can have the greatest pullback in history, but if you fire a piece of dirt, it will disintegrate before it hits the target. Most chosen ones fail right at this moment because they load their slingshot with hope or desire. Hope is good, but it is not a weapon. Desire is good, but it cannot pierce the darkness. To shatter the barriers waiting for you in your future, you need a specific type of ammunition. It is heavy, it is ancient, and it is the only thing the enemy cannot catch. I am going to place this ammunition in your hand in the next section, but be warned, once you load this into your spirit, there is no turning back. The launch will be violent, and it will be unstoppable. The ammunition you need to load into your spiritual slingshot is called the word of the transfer. This is the core of the urgent message God stopped you to hear. The reason the enemy tried to suffocate you with the python spirit, the reason he tried to deafen you with static, is because a massive displacement of resources is taking place in the spirit realm right now, and your name is on the receiving docket. We are entering a season that the Bible predicts in Proverbs 13:22. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Did you hear that? Stored up. That means while you were struggling, while you were scraping by, while you were wondering why the corrupt seemed to prosper while you suffered, God was keeping a ledger. The resources, the opportunities, the influence held by those who do not serve the light, it has been accumulating in a holding account. God is about to liquidate that account. This is the great transfer. The giver wants you to understand this. The poverty you faced was not your destiny. It was a dam blocking the river. The enemy built that dam with lies, with generational curses, with your own fear. But the pressure of God's justice has reached a breaking point. The dam is cracking. You are not just going to get a raise. You are not just going to find a $20 bill on the street. That is not how God operates in a Kairos moment. We are talking about Deuteronomy 6:11 coming alive in your life. Houses full of all good things which you did not fill, and hewn out wells which you did not dig, vineyards and olive trees which you did not plant. Imagine that for a second. Wells you did not dig. This means income streams you did not work for. This means favor you did not earn with human sweat. This is the difference between labor and favor. The world works for wages. The chosen one receives an inheritance. The enemy knows this transfer is authorized for this week. That is why he sent the distraction. He wanted you to be looking at the dust when the gold started falling. But you are looking up now. You are ready. I want you to open your hands in your lap right now. Physically, open them. This is a prophetic act. Say to your spirit, I am open to the unexpected. I am ready to manage resources I did not create. But the transfer is not just about money. If it were only money, it would be small. God is doing something deeper. He is touching your reputation. For the last few years, you have walked under a cloud of misunderstanding. You have been the scapegoat. People have lied about you, misrepresented your heart, and you have had to sit there and take it because you knew if you defended yourself, it would only get worse. You have cried out to God, asking, "When will you clear my name?" The answer is, now. This is the vindication. The general is stepping onto the battlefield. Psalm 23:5 is being activated. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Notice the scripture does not say God removes your enemies. It says He prepares a table in front of them. He wants them to watch. He wants the very people who said you would fail, who said you were crazy, who whispered behind your back, to have a front row seat to your elevation. You have been wanting to fight them. You have been wanting to prove them wrong. Stop it. That is the old you. The accelerated you does not have time for petty arguments. God says, "Hold your peace, and I will fight your battles." The exposure is coming. The lies they told are about to collapse on top of their own heads. The structures they built to keep you out are going to crumble without you pushing on them. Your vindication will be so public that it will be undeniable. You will not have to say, "I told you so." Your life will say it for you. Your results will be so loud that your mouth won't have to say a word. But this brings us to the most critical condition of this prophecy. This is where 90% of chosen ones fail. This is the trap that can stop the transfer instantly. The condition is silence. You must zip your lip. The mentor needs to warn you right now. The greatest enemy of your next season is your own mouth. Look at Joseph in Genesis 37. He was a chosen one. He had a dream of greatness. But what did he do? He ran and told his brothers. He sought validation from people who were not assigned to understand his destiny. And what happened? They threw him in a pit. Joseph's pit was self-inflicted. He delayed his own destiny by oversharing. You have a tendency to do the same thing. You get excited. You feel the shift coming. And the first thing you want to do is call your friend, your mom, your partner, and say, "Guess what God is doing? Don't do it." For the next 7 days, you are under a strict gag order from heaven. Do not speak about the financial breakthrough. Do not speak about the vindication. Do not post it on social media. Do not hint at it. Why? Because the seed needs darkness to germinate. If you pull the seed out of the soil to show everyone, it dies. The enemy is listening. He cannot read your mind, but he can hear your words. When you speak your plans prematurely, you are handing the enemy the blueprints to sabotage them. Ecclesiastes 3-7 tells us there is a time to keep silent. You are now hidden from the radar of the enemy. But listen to me, chosen one. It is not enough to just close your mouth to the outside world. You also need to clean up the inside world. Because while the enemy is trying to spy on you from the outside, there is something inside your own house that is acting as a beacon, summoning the resistance you are feeling. Open loop. Beyond the silence, you need to purge your spiritual house. There is a specific object, or perhaps a specific emotion, sitting in your living space right now that is sucking your energy dry. The soul surgeon needs to step in here. We need to locate the accursed thing. In Joshua 7:13, the Israelites could not stand before their enemies. They were defeated, not because they were weak, but because there was an accursed thing hidden in their camp. Achan had buried a stolen garment under his tent, and that one hidden object stopped the progress of an entire nation. I want you to scan your home with your spiritual eyes right now. Walk through your bedroom, your living room. Is there an object there that connects you to a past you have prayed to leave behind? Maybe it is a gift from an ex-lover who broke your heart, and every time you look at it, you feel a pang of sadness. Maybe it is a contract or a letter from a season of failure. Or maybe the object is not physical. Maybe the accursed thing is hidden in the secret chamber of your heart. It is unforgiveness. You are asking God for the transfer, for the blessing, but you are holding on to a grudge like a treasure. You are replaying the argument in the shower. You are having imaginary fights with that person while you drive. Listen to me. Unforgiveness is a hook in your jaw. As long as you hold on to that anger, the enemy can drag you wherever he wants. You are keeping a portal open in your living room for the python to return. You must make a decision right now. Is your anger worth more than your destiny? Is your pride worth more than your peace? I want you to visualize that object or that person's face. Now, imagine putting it into a box, sealing it tight, and handing it over to Jesus. Say in your mind, I release it. I evict this tenant. My heart is God's property. As you do that, do you feel the lightness? That is the space opening up. You have just created a vacuum. But in the spiritual realm, a vacuum is dangerous. If you leave it empty, the old spirits will come back to check the lock. We must fill that space immediately with something powerful. Open loop. When you release the weight, the void must be filled instantly. We are going to fill it with the tongue of fire. We are going to change the very code of your reality. Proverbs 18:21 declares, Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. For years, you have been eating the fruit of death because you have been speaking your symptoms, not your solution. You say, I am so tired. You say, I am broke. You say, I never get a break. Stop it. You are cursing yourself. You are using your creative power to build a prison. From this moment on, we are installing a new operating system for your tongue. This is the tongue of fire. It burns up the lies before they can settle. When you feel exhausted, you will not say, I am dead. You will say, I am recharging. My strength is being renewed like the eagle's. When you look at your bank account and it's empty, you will not say, I am broke. You will say, I am preparing for overflow. My bills are paid in the Spirit. Joel 3:10 commands, let the weak say, I am strong. Notice, it does not say, let the weak feel strong. It says, let them say it. Your feeling follows your voice. You are the captain of this ship, and your words Feel the authority settling on your shoulders. You are surrounded by a legion of angels right now. They have been waiting for you to pick up your weapon. The general is calling the shots, and the enemy is trembling. He knows what comes next. He knows that the prayer you are about to pray will dismantle the stronghold he spent 10 years building in your life. Are you ready to strike? Then declare this with me. You can say it out loud, or shout it in the silence of your soul. Let these words shatter the glass ceiling over your head. I decree and declare that the cycle of delay is broken today. I shatter every generational curse of poverty that has tried to suffocate my bloodline. I take the sword of the Spirit and I sever the head of the python. I command the spirit of debt to loose its hold on my finances. I rebuke the spirit of infirmity that has attacked my body and my energy. Nahum 1-9 declares, affliction will not rise up a second time. I enforce this scripture over my life. The sickness stops here. The lack stops here. The betrayal stops here. I place a bloodline border around my destiny. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against me in judgment is condemned. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. Feel the chains falling? That is the sound of liberation. You have broken the heavy yoke, but breaking the chain is only half the battle. If a thief breaks into your house and steals your TV, you don't just want him arrested, you want your TV back. The enemy has stolen years from you. He stole your joy in your 20 seconds. He stole your peace in your last relationship. He stole opportunities that should have been yours. We are not just walking away, we are demanding a refund. We are activating the law of sevenfold restoration. Proverbs 6:31 states clearly about the thief. Yet, when he is found, he must restore sevenfold. He may have to give up all the substance of his house. We have found the thief. We identified him in part 2. We cornered him in part 4. Now, we are raiding his camp. I want you to visualize a divine invoice in your hand. It is a list of everything you have lost. The tears, the sleepless nights, the money wasted on dead-end projects. We are presenting this invoice to the courts of heaven right now. Repeat this decree of restoration. Devil, you are caught. The game is over. I demand my time back. Restore the years the locusts have eaten. I demand my health back. Restore the vitality of my youth. I demand my finances back. Not just what I lost, but 7 times the amount. I claim the wealth of the wicked that is stored up for me. I command the north, south, east and west to give up my harvest. I speak to the financial gatekeepers. Open the doors. I speak to the destiny helpers. Find me now. I call forth the contracts, the checks, the approvals, and the divine connections. They are flying toward me like iron to a magnet. I am a candidate for supernatural restoration. My latter days shall be greater than my former days. Take a deep breath. Do you feel that shift? That is the feeling of emptiness leaving and abundance rushing in. You have emptied the enemy's warehouse. You have reclaimed your territory. The transaction in the Spirit is complete. The verdict has been signed by the Judge of the universe. Everything has been retrieved in the invisible realm. The cloud is heavy with rain, but there is one final step. We must ground this energy. We must pull it from the spiritual ether into the physical 3D reality. We need a final ritual to seal this victory so that it cannot leak out, and to manifest We do not use physical furniture. We use the furniture of faith. We are going to initiate a protocol I call the 7-day fast of words. For the next 7 days, you are going to go on a strict diet. I am not talking about food. You can eat what you want. I am talking about the words that leave your mouth. Ephesians 4:29 commands, "Let no corrupt word proceed out of your mouth, but what is good for necessary edification, that it may impart grace to the hearers." Corrupt words are not just curse words. They are words that contradict the victory you just prayed for. If you pray for healing, but then tell your friend, "My back is killing me," you just emptied the house. If you pray for financial transfer, but then say, "I can never afford that," you just unlocked the door for the thief. For 7 days, you are forbidden from complaining. You are forbidden from replaying your trauma to anyone who will listen. You are forbidden from engaging in arguments that lower your frequency. This is going to be uncomfortable. You are addicted to venting. Your flesh loves to complain because it gets sympathy. But sympathy is a cheap drug. Victory is the cure. You have to choose. Do you want people to feel sorry for you? Or do you want them to respect the glory of God on your life? I want you to practice a mental technique right now that will help you survive this fast. It is called the mirror decree. I want you to close your eyes and visualize yourself standing in front of a tall, golden mirror. In the reflection, you do not see your current self. You see your future self, the version of you that is living in the overflow we just decreed. See that version of you smiling, confident, dressed in the garments of praise. Now, in your mind, I want you to speak to that reflection. Do not move your lips. Speak with your spirit. Say this: "I am the guardian of this blessing. My mouth is a well of life. I will not dismantle what God has built. I starve the doubt and feed the faith. I am consistent. I am stable. I am immovable." Lock that image in your mind. Whenever you feel the urge to complain this week, I want you to flash back to this mirror. Remember who you are becoming. But there is another reason why this fast of words is so urgent. It is not just to keep the enemy out. It is because you have a VIP guest standing right next to you at this very moment. You cannot see him with your physical eyes, but he is there. He is holding a scroll and a quill pen that radiates light. This is the angelic scribe. The Bible reveals in Malachi 3:16, "Then those who feared the Lord spoke to one another, and the Lord listened and heard them." So a book of remembrance was written before him for those who fear the Lord and who meditate on his name. God has dispatched a recording angel to your side for this 7-day transition period. He is waiting to write the next chapter of your destiny. But he can only write what you dictate. Every time you speak a word of faith, he writes it down as a law. Every time you speak a word of doubt, his pen stops. He is waiting to rewrite your history. He is waiting to expunge the record of your failures and replace it with the record of the great transfer. The book is open. The pen is poised. The ink is wet. But even though the book is being written, it is not yet legal. A contract can be written, but it is just paper until it is signed and sealed. The scribe is looking at you, waiting for the final authorization to take this document to the throne room. The book has been drafted, but it lacks the most powerful element in the universe to make it unbreakable. It needs your signature, and it needs a specific seal that can only be applied by the high priest. We are about to perform the without the barrier of your pain. You are naked before God, but you are not ashamed. You are ready to be clothed in light. Now that the old is gone, we must seal the new. We are entering the Holy of Holies for the ultimate restoration prayer. This is not a prayer you just listen to. This is a prayer you drink. I want you to let these words wash over you like a warm river. Let them seep into your bones, into your blood, into your DNA. I want you to breathe in on every I am and breathe out on every I receive. Segment 20. The Ultimate Restoration Prayer. Close your eyes, tilt your head back slightly, open your hands, receive this download. Father, in the name of Jesus, I bring this chosen one before the throne of grace. They have stood the test, they have fought the battle, they have silenced the enemy. Now, Lord, do what only you can do. I decree that the spiritual surgery is complete. I seal the mind of this chosen one against the spirit of fear. I seal their heart against the spirit of bitterness. I seal their hands for prosperity. I seal their feet for direction. We activate the I am presence within them. Say in your spirit, I am a magnet for miracles. I am the head and not the tail. I am walking in divine timing. I am forgiven. I am healed. I am free. We activate the I receive frequency. Say in your spirit, I receive the wealth of the wicked stored up for me. I receive the phone calls that change my life. I receive the unexpected checks in the mail. I receive the apology I never got. I receive the restoration of my wasted years. Lord, I speak to the cells of their body. I command every cell that is holding on to the memory of trauma to let it go. Release the stress. Release the cortisol. Release the pain. I command the peace of God that surpasses all understanding to guard their heart and mind. I speak to their bank accounts. I command the dry bones to live. I command the flow of resources to unfreeze. I declare that the dam is broken, the river is rushing in. I speak to their family. I declare that the cycle of dysfunction stops with this person. They are the cycle breaker. They are the new standard. I bind the spirit of backlash. I bind the spirit of retaliation. The enemy cannot touch them. The enemy cannot find them. They are hidden in the secret place of the Most High. Chosen one, feel the mantle of the King settling on your shoulders now. It is light, it is warm, it is royal purple, it fits you perfectly. You are not an imposter, you belong here. This is your birthright. 2 Corinthians 5:17 declares, Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. Behold it. Look at it. The new has come. You are not fixing the old you. You are inhabiting the new you. Segment 21. The final benediction and CTA. We are at the end of the broadcast, but we are at the beginning of your life. The protocol is complete. The seal is wet. You have 15 minutes of lingering presence after this video ends. Do not rush back into the noise. Sit in this silence. Let the seal harden. I want to leave you with the ancient priestly blessing from Numbers 6. This is the final lock on the door of your destiny. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Shalom. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Now, it is time to sign the contract. The angelic scribe is holding the pen out to you. The book of your past is closed. The book of your future is open. I want you to sign it with the number of perfection, the number of God's seal. Go to the comments section right now, Do not hesitate. This is your prophetic signal.